Welcome to Google Earth and how to use the ruler tool. The first thing people usually do when they open a program like this is go to their neighborhood, their house, and see what it looks like. We're going to go ahead and go to our school building. We've typed in the address. We're going to hit the search and we're going to start to zoom in to that location. You can change the rate of the fly-in zone by going to Tools. We're going to go ahead and leave it the way it is. So there is our school. As you can see, there are no houses in the front neighborhood. So if we go down to the bottom, we can see the image was taken in February 2006. So keep that in mind when looking at images, is what year the satellite photo was taken. This label is going to actually get in my way, so when I go to the side and uncheck it so we can see the building clearly. And then as I move my mouse to the right hand side, the tools become apparent. And I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit more on the building. We can start to see some details like some buses in the parking lot and some shadows on the football field. So if we zoom in a little bit more and scroll over, we can see that the shadows are actually people on the field, probably during their PE class. So let's go ahead and zoom back out to get a better picture of the building. So what are some things we could measure and why would we want to measure them? You could measure perimeter of the whole building. You could find out the area of certain wings or sections. And you could measure distances if you had to walk to school, if you had to walk to someplace else. We're going to do some of that today. I'll click on the ruler tool up here and you'll see that it gives me two options, either a line or a path. We're going to start with lines. The length can be in different measurements depending on what would make the most sense. We're going to go ahead and choose feet for the first measurement we're going to do. Smoots, by the way, is an MIT fraternity prank basically, that they measured the length of a bridge based on one of their frat brothers, Oliver Smoot. And so the length of the bridge is recorded in smoots. So if you'd like to record something in smoots, you have that option as well. We're going to go back to feet and we're going to go our fine arts wing. So let's zoom in a little bit more. We're going to measure from one side to the other. And we're going to see it's about 140 feet long. If we want to see the other direction, wide, we go from one side to the other. And see it's about 94 feet wide. And I am estimating because we are still at 326 feet above the building, and so it's just an estimation. So with those two measurements, we can calculate perimeter, we could figure out what the area of the building is, and figure out maybe what landscaping could go around the fine arts wing, how much space would that need, etc. So let's zoom out a little bit more, and let's say that PE has asked us to jog the perimeter of the building, and we want to know how long that is. I'm going to change it to path, and we usually don't measure distances that we run in feet, so we're going to switch that to miles. If we do the driveway, we're going to start on one corner, go to the next corner, all the way down, back, and up. And you'll notice you can't get it exactly on top of the other one, but you can get close and then you can click and drag it over. It's about 0.4 miles around the building to jog it. So you could figure out how many times would it be for 2 miles, how many times would you have to go around for 10 miles. You can get your distances in that way. So I'm going to clear this path. Let's say we're not going to make a complete loop, but we're going to go from point A to point B. Let's say we're going to walk across the street to Blackland Prairie, but we can't, or we don't want to do a straight line across because that's jaywalking, and with traffic that could be dangerous. So we don't want a straight line, we want to follow the sidewalks and crosswalks. So I'm going to clear this. We're going to start at the doorway at Ridgeview, go across the crosswalk, up the stairs, across the other crosswalk to the sidewalk. Go down to the crosswalk, cross over. One thing you'll know, in the year 2009, there is now a sidewalk that connects, but we're going to just follow the actual sidewalk that existed in 2006. So I'm following the path to the front door, and it looks like it's 0.13 miles if we follow sidewalks and crosswalks to get across the street. You could do the same thing if you want to walk home. How far is it to the nearest house, to the park, to the Jack in the Box down the road, etc. Okay, we're going to clear this out, kind of push this out of the way. Let's go into the neighborhood a little bit, and we can find circular items to measure as well. So there's some trampolines, there's some pools. Let's stick with this trampoline. And we can measure the distance across the trampoline. And it's no miles, so let's go to feet. It's about 12 feet across. So you can get some ideas about local items and neighborhoods and things that are going on, and teach the kids to use the measurement tools and the units of measurement and find out more about your community. And that's how to use the ruler tool in Google Earth.